Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. It's your boy, Christian Alexander. This is the Christian in Focus podcast, episode 9. I'm a little late today. I usually do this around 7 o'clock, but, life be lifing. Um, so I'm here, better late than never, doing my thing. Once again, it's on. I think I got a cool show put together for y'all today. The theme of the show today is Free Yourself, Brother. I'm on a crusade to help liberate my fellow man. You know what I'm saying, to be more whole with himself. So I just been like researching like what that means for me, and like what that looks like, and I just want to share like some of the experiences and stuff that I that have befallen on me, and some things that I've learned about this. Um, if you notice my garb, I'm Mardi Gras down. My birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to me. I'm 36. Some might say I'm an unk now. I don't know. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I'm still dead boy. Let me show y'all what I came back from New Orleans with. Right? I ain't even go crazy for real. Got that bling blow on me. You know what I mean? It was great. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a great time. A great time. New Orleans is a wonderful city. It was awesome. Like I've never experienced anything like that before ever in my life. Mardi Gras was, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something. So I took this picture, right? I was sitting. I'm at the I believe it's called the Zulu Parade. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. At 8 o'clock in the morning, there are people outside eating crawfish, drinking beer, taking shots. They turned up. They've been up since like 3, 2. They probably didn't even go to sleep. They were so excited to go to this parade. It was like the coolest family reunion you'd ever go to in your life. Like by 10 o'clock, I was hammered. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like shout out to the city of New Orleans. It was safe, at least for me, right? Like everybody's like, "Oh my God, you went down there to New Orleans. Like it's dangerous." I mean, like danger's everywhere. Handle yourself accordingly. There was no danger. It was all love. It was all peace. The vibes were on 100. I had a great time. It was a great way to celebrate my birthday. A great way to just kind of get out of the city. Oh, get out of the city, do something different. It was it was dope. So enough of that. Enough of that. Also check out my photography skills. Like captured a great moment. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's so excited, full of joy, full of love, full of laughter. It was, man, it was dope. It was dope. If you ever get a chance to go on down there, you should go down there. You should enjoy yourself. Um, so keeping up with, what I'm saying, the commitment I made to share underground music. I'm gonna take my costume off now. Keeping up with it. I want to show y'all my coconuts. I got me some coconuts. It's a Zulu coconut. It's so hard. Look at it. Look at this coconut, dog. I got me another one. Got two more. Now they throw coconuts. Like now they not like chunking them, you know what I mean? Like, but they used to. I was told that they used to chunk coconuts at people. And throwing a coconut at somebody is insane. There was a picture, like there was an ad from a like a hospital or something like that. And it's like, if you get hit by a coconut, you should. If you get hit by a coconut, like who is throwing coconuts, dog? But I got this cool coconut. If you're watching this on the screen, you can see the coconut. It's dope. Let me stop moving it all like weird and shit so y'all can see it. But let me get back on track. So keeping up with being consistent, I got some new music that I'm about to drop with you all. The featured artist for this week is Rocky Banks. Rocky, I don't even know where to start. This brother is a phenomenal artist. He takes his artistry extremely serious, like, like unique sound, dynamic flow, um, great storytelling. The production, everything is, I mean, it's fire. Like, it's fire. Like, he's an amazing artist. I'm happy to share his music with y'all. I really hope you like it. These are so two of these are songs that he just dropped. And one of them is one of my like personal favorites. But in honor of Black History Month, I am going to play Rocky Banks, one of Rocky Banks' newest song, Black Man. Here's Black Man by Rocky Banks. Put my shades on for this.
Black man, black man, black man, black man, black man, down goes another. Black man, killed by your brother. If it ain't one thing, here come another. Black man, think about your mother. Black man, down goes another. Black man, killed by your brother. If it ain't one thing, here come another. Black man, think about your mother. Black man.
Dressed and striped the tiger like I'm Dennis. It was menacing, like how I write my whole life to end up with this sentencing. No emoji, just emotion in the words. Had me fucked up, so I had to put some motion in the word. It was that quick. Should've known the boy would tell he had a fat lip. But catch this, who's the one that really got the last lip? Don't be a sucker getting tricked out your position. You can go from lit to loss in a simple split decision. Okay, DA need convictions, nigga.
DA need convictions.
Okay, the DA need convictions, nigga.
DA need convictions.
And now your co-defendant switching, nigga. Investigated him, they took some pictures. Small altercations always ending bitter. Niggas think they know but seem to lack the wisdom.
They don't know.
You could have the money and the cars, dressed in white amongst the stars, but to them you'll always be a nigga.
Black man, down goes another. Black man, killed by your brother. If it ain't one thing, here come another. Black man, think about your mother. Black man, down goes another. Black man, killed by your brother. If it ain't one thing, here come another. Black man, think about your mother. Black man.
Okay, I chalk it.
Yo, so that was Black Man by Rocky Banks. In honor of Black History Month. I had to jam that track. It's you heard him. I'm giving it this. It's getting two of these. That's from me. It's getting two of these. If you can follow directions, follow that brother. That's his Instagram handle right there. If you can't type it in, up here in the corner, you can scan that QR code and that'll take you to his Instagram too. You know what I mean? Like, so whenever his tracks come on, there will be opportunities for you to follow, for you to do your research, reach out to that brother, hit him up, congratulate him, buy some merch, do something. You know what I mean? Do something. Support the art. Support it. So, I've been reading. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be doing. I be reading. Hey, thanks, Jazz. That's fine. Follow that boy at the Rocky Banks on all socials. Do it right now. Like, I got 2 more tracks from him that I'm gonna play throughout the show. So, enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Is it good? You know what I'm saying? Like, could it be better? I don't think it could be any better. It's phenomenal. But if you like it, let us know that you like it, right? You know what I'm saying? The whole point of this is to promote the art, is to, share music, right? Like, because sharing music for me, it's a love language. You know what I mean? So if we here together and you listening to me talk about whatever it is I'm talking about, you feel me? I love you too, right? Let's start there. And secondly, here's something that I can share with you, you know what I mean, that you might not be privy to. And I think that's the greatest labor of love, is to be able to, share pieces of yourself with other people, if they're willing and able to receive those pieces, right? So I was online today, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, and some of you might be like, "What, Christian? How don't you know who that is?" Because I don't pay this kind of shit any attention for real. Like, I don't. So I was on Instagram, and there's this guy, somebody in the comments let me know, like, what you know about him, or somebody can educate me later. Nick Fuentes was on there and he was telling his followers not to vote. Now I can't see my screen, so I'm gonna take my Juicy J's off right now until I turn the music back on, so I can, see what it is I was looking at earlier, so I can give you a little bit more context. So Nick Fuentes is like this internet troll dude. He has a show called America First, and he's been doing this for quite a while. He has 1,641 shows where he's on there. And on this show that they was talking about on Instagram, he is berating the president and the GOP, basically saying that tell anybody who follows him, do not go vote, because he wants the GOP to basically burn to the ground. Because at where it is right now, it is, it's not functioning in a way that is appealing to him, and he is urging all of these people to not go vote, so that the GOP will be will be nothing. And I don't know if this is entirely true, so don't take what I'm saying know that I'm still working this out, right? And if you have some information, let me know. But I definitely am still working this out, because this is somebody I'm not familiar with. I've heard his name before, but don't pay these kind of people any attention. But I did think this was interesting because, and where we are right now, politically, with the polarization, and people just not wanting to go vote, or not wanting to participate in our government. It is interesting to see what's happening on the other side of the aisle, because as all of you know, right, I'm a Democrat and vote Democrat for a long time, and to see where the Trump allegiance was in its heyday, right, and to see where it's going now, especially against the younger. I don't even know I don't even know where to put this guy on the political spectrum. I don't know if he's a full-on conservative. I don't even know what you would call it. But it's almost like the Republican Party is having a Tea Party moment again, where yeah, but well, what is he though? I get but I don't know what he is though. What does he do? He is online. I'm looking at his YouTube right now. He has a show where he is asking Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and other Republicans to unite. That's why I'm I don't necessarily know what his angle is with the Republican Party. I feel like it is, very similar. It's I don't want this to come off wrong, right? But anytime I talk to people who are far left, they're burn it down and start it over, right? That's the thing. Burn it down and start it over, because the system as it currently stands does not work. And what I saw from him was very similar. And it is interesting to me that both sides are saying the same thing. It's just the way that they're trying to get to that end goal is different, right? Even when you look back at the 2024 election, there were people who voted for AOC who voted for Trump. And people are how can you do that? How is that happening? How how does one equate with the other? But I'm hearing this guy say, I want to burn that shit down because it's not working. And I'm hearing people on the other side say, I want to burn it down because it's not working. It ain't serving nobody. So I'm I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, but there's a very, very obvious general consensus that nobody is happy with the current system, and we are headed towards this shitstorm of radical ideology that because we are so polarized on each end, that everybody's going to try the most extreme things to get their point across. And I think we are in for years of that. And on top of that, the people fighting the hardest are And I'm not, I would like to start this off by saying I'm not like a white basher. I'm just keeping it real, right? All right, cool. So the people that are fighting the hardest to get, their point across are like these, like, white conservatives, right? Like, and it's this aggressive, dominant, we're gonna hit you in the mouth terminology. Like, it is very much so like I feel powerless. I feel like I'm not being seen anymore and people aren't paying me any attention. So I'm going to have a tantrum. And I feel like that's what's happening on like the right, right? Like, I'm not saying this all Republicans. I'm not saying that it's all conservatives. I'm not saying that. But the people who are the loudest, it's like they're having these tantrums that are unchecked and uncontrolled, especially because anybody like me can get on the podcast and say whatever it is they want to say, right? Like, but some people are like taking it to such an extreme, like, and it's crazy to me because a lot of this ideology is falling on the ears of like young men who are like, behind these computer screens, like upset, feeling lonely, feeling neglected by women, not having real connections with their friends, and all they doing is taking in these nut jobs, like, bro, and finding community with other nut jobs because they have not figured out how to find community like in real life because everybody sit behind a screen. Like, now, the crazy part about that is, well, it's not really so crazy. Like, a lot of young men are becoming extremely religious because of like the media that they are consuming and the people who in which they are looking up to. So I mean, like, I guess if these people can be shown the light of like, like which way is the right way, perceived right way to go. I think that like, I don't think that them being more about the word is a negative thing, but if it is closer to like Christian extremism, then it's really bad. It's real bad. Like, so off Nick Fuentes, right? There was a guy who was testifying. He wants to be, what does he want to be? What is he going to be? He's a Trump nominee for like something. Where is it? Let me see. Let me find it. Trump nominated him to be something. Trump nominee, white erasure. Yeah, so Donald Trump's State Department nominee, Jeremy Carl, was on C-SPAN or whatever. He was on cable TV talking about the erasure of white culture and how white culture is being erased and it needs to be preserved. And the guy was asking him, like, what is like white culture? Like, what defines white culture? And he was like, well, white people eat different foods and, we have different music and we just kind of have like different stuff and it's under attack. Like, people are taking it from us. And he was like, well, can you give us an example? And bro goes, well, the Super Bowl wasn't in English this year. And it's like, what, bro? Like, I'm black. I speak English. You know what I mean? Like, and if you follow me on Facebook, you know how I felt about the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, not having captions, but like, I don't think that it is anti-white to have the Super Bowl in Spanish. Like, I mean, it's not anti-white. But apparently, the white delegation is feeling like they're not the big dogs no more. Like, they're not the big dogs anymore. Like, and you can see it. Like, and stuff like this. Like, this guy is being nominated to be a government official. And we know that there are a lot of racists, fascists, a lot of right, in that cabinet, and you know what I'm saying, within the higher rankings of our government right now. It's a lot of people who have very specific agendas that have to do with the preservation of whiteness and whatever that is, whatever that looks like, and the power that comes with that. And I think the scary thing about that for me is that there are people, there, and it's not like, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I know it's not all white people, but when I say white people, like I'm talking about those white people who are tripping. But it is as if, like, you know, being the most powerful, most popular person. I don't know. When you was in school, like there was a person who had this perceived power and influence and stuff like that. And then as they get older, people just care less and less and less about them and what they got going on, and maybe they're not like cool. Like it's very unsurprising. Like they just not cool no more, right? And they're like, oh my God, like I gotta work my way back up to the top. Like I gotta figure out how to become the top dog again. What am I gonna do? In this case, it is do things like try to pass the SAVE Act, do things, like ramp up ICE the way they have, all of these different kind of things to be able to make the other people around them like smaller, at least on paper, because like like as it's gonna go, as the word has always been, people gonna hump. Brown people gonna hump fair skinned people, and they're gonna make milk chocolate babies. And that's just what it is. And as long as people is humping, like the brown is going down. Everybody gonna be brown eventually. And as a brown person, I'm, like, it's not a bad thing to me. But like to these guys, that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But I don't know what their grandparents, great grandparents, everybody, all the white people who came over here and brought all these brown people over here and then humped the brown people, and they're gonna be mad that like it's starting to be less of them because like their grandkids is brown and they're trying to figure out how to get them to be like less brown. I feel like I sound crazy, but this is crazy. Like it's actually insane. And to have this guy on TV saying, I totally agree. I don't think that we're prepared to deal with like what they like, the level that they're going to go, like going back to Nick Fuentes, like, right? Like the level that they are going to go to preserve what they feel is theirs is something that we are not prepared for. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like everybody who get big guns, they take big guns. They got bigger guns. Bombs and shit. Like everybody who is like, yeah, we're gonna go and, down with the government. You can't take the government down, fool. They got big guns, big drones, big everything. It's over for you. Ain't no militia finna do nothing. Not here in America. Like, that's not happening here. Not in America, player. You can take that somewhere else. Ain't no coups happening here. You seen, and all of them people who attacked the Capitol was white. And they all got out of jail too. Just like to put that out there. They all got out of jail. Yeah, I don't know. Like, they gonna do that. They already poisoning the water. They already poisoning the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or really making it evaporate by building all of them damn data centers so that everybody can make caricatures of themselves. I'm guilty of it my damn self. But like, we really got to wake up and smell coffee. Like, something is happening. Like, and while we are here fighting amongst ourselves over scraps, over who is doing this and who is doing that, and we are not finding any way to be united against the powers that be that are trying to and they're doing a great job at it. Like, they're literally putting us in this like technological slavery, like, that is insane. Like, and unless we can find a way to be able to find some ownership, like in the sea of things that have already been bought up. Like we are so far behind on the monopoly board, it's insane. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about anybody that is not the elite, right? Going back to my first point with Nick Fuentes, the two sides, the extreme, like, yo, we have to do something because it is fucked out here. Like, they saying something that sound crazy to you, and you saying something that sound crazy to them, but both of y'all are saying the exact same thing, though. That it is not good here for us. It just don't feel good. At least take me on a date first, bro. Don't just do me dirty, bro. Buy me a chicken plate or something. That's what everybody is saying. But like, whatever is happening, you feel me? Like they got like a grand wizard in there, like cooking something up, like doing something, making it seem like you and you are like mortal enemies because y'all have like different ideologies about how to get to the same point. Now, like what that point looks like is different for everybody, and I can acknowledge that. But I think the common thread here is that radical change is expected and it is needed at this current juncture of, you know what I'm saying, American and world history, because it's not just happening here. It's happening everywhere. Let me get off my soapbox on that. Y'all seen Stephen A. Smith? What's wrong with bro? Like, hold on, let me fix my camera. There we go. What's wrong with bro? Why? If you don't know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Stephen A. Smith gonna get online and say, well, I don't, racism ain't that big a deal no more. You know? People is judging you by the content of your character now. They don't care what color you are. Where the fuck does he live? Not in America? Like, what? Like, what? Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with y'all. I used to like Stephen A. Smith. We used to be over there, stay off the weed. I used to love watching this fool. Like, I think he's hilarious. But why is he using white talking points? Like, why is he doing that? Like, it's not as bad as those over there on the left would think, right? Like, it is. Like, it's over there on the left. You mean the other people who look like you, fam? Like, what, bro? So what about the racism that, like, all the other black people who, you know, if you do run for president, right, like, you know you're going to need black people to vote for you, right? You do understand this, that you can't run for president and not get a heavy share of, like, black voters. Hey, baby. Like, you can't do that. Everybody say hello to Harper. You want to say hello? Say hello to everybody.
Hello. Hello.
You want to wave? If you don't know, everybody, this is my now 4-year-old daughter, Harper. Yes. Yes. She turned 4 on February the 7th.
Is this even work?
Does this even work?
Yes, it.
Yes, it works.
How do you turn it on?
It is on. They can hear you. Okay, you gonna let me finish my rant? Yes. You can hold the coconut, but I'm gonna finish my rant right now, okay?
Do you need the necklace?
No, I took them off. It was too heavy. Are you gonna go get them?
Yes.
Okay, can you go close the door? Can you go close the door? All right, whatever. She's not listening to me. Okay. Who is MJ? She said that's impossible. I don't know. Who is MJ? I'm confused. All right. Hey, lady. You gonna close the door? You gonna come steal my necklace? Okay, close the door. Bye. All right. That was your oh, Marley. Why you didn't put Marley, dog? Like what? I didn't say please. I didn't say please. Dad is still working on his like manners and stuff. But like she knows coming with love. You feel what I'm saying? She know. She know we right here. That's my dog. That's my dog. It's the big one, not the little one. Nia, I'm gonna tell her you say hey. Okay, so anyway, back to Stephen A. Smith. Back to Stephen A. Smith, right? So like I feel like he is like all the way free. Like, which I'm not even gonna lie. I might be jealous of that. Like, I might be jealous of the fact that he feels so free that he'll say something dumb like racism don't exist. Like, I can be honest about that. Like, I would like to live in that level of delusion. I would like to walk into a place like full of white people and be the only brown speck in there. And when people go, when you walk in and like and not feel like, you know what I'm saying, an outcast or anything like that. But like I don't, I'm sure he goes into a lot of all white spaces, because he is a, well paid person. And maybe he don't get them kind of reactions, right? Like maybe, like maybe in the bubble that he live in is like that. But for every other Negro in America, that's not our experience, Stephen. You're letting our ancestors down, like wholeheartedly. You're letting them down. It's jacked up. Like the fact I don't like. What do they pay? What do they? How much does it cost to sell out, bro? Like how? Like what's your price? Like what is the price, bro? Like what is the price for that, dog? Like cause the cognitive dissonance is insane. Like he don't got no aunties that's alive, or like do y'all think that his family members like think like him too, like, or is he just like that one cousin who is like we ain't gonna invite him over for Thanksgiving? Like who is encouraging him to do this? Like I feel like he getting paid though, like, and there's so many other like grifters, right? Like who are just this, it's been niggas like him doing this forever. Like, do the white people just like, or whoever it is, right? Like, do they just go like, hey, you, right? Do they just, somebody inform me like how it works, right? To get the tap. They come and tap you and say, hey, we got $1 million for you. But you got to go tell all them blackists they're white to the bitch. And I wonder, like, do they go, I noticed it's very highly spiritual and wealthy people don't acknowledge racism. Like, if you think it don't exist in your world, then it doesn't exist. I can get down with that. Like, I can get down with that. I don't, like, it's some crazy delusion. Like, that is a wonderful way, Nicole, to make that scientific. Like, wonderful. But I think I agree with you, and I think we're saying the exact same thing. It's just like they are delusional as shit. Like it makes no sense. None at all. None at all. But I'm going to chill. I'm going to chill. Now, like I like to say, Christian, what does one thing have with the other? What does one thing have to do with the other? What do these three stories have to do with one another? Well, I'm glad you asked. It don't matter if it's an internet troll or a TV star. They all saying the same thing. I'm afraid. That's what's being said right now. I'm afraid. But they're screaming at us. And they're telling us that we're not like seeing life in the right way. right? Like we are literally being gaslit by people who are afraid of change. Change that, like, white dominance is not going to be a thing for much longer. Hey, Nina. Change in knowing that, like, male dominance is not going to be a thing much longer, that we're going to have to live a lot more cooperatively. Change in knowing that, like, people are noticing that the resources that, like, that our grandparents, great-grandparents, and, people before them, like, those things that they were that God blessed them with, right? Like to grow out the ground and all that other kind of stuff. We don't have access to these things. Like, and changing our political system, it is. Like, and they are trying to teach us how to perform in the system that benefits them because they're afraid. So they are projecting their fear onto the public and making other people afraid. Like, but if you are afraid, you can't think straight. Like, if you're afraid, you can't think straight. Like, you can't make decisions. I ain't gonna lie to you, Nicole. I totally disagree. I just think that it is not, like, I don't think racism is, like, being called a nigger, like, anymore. Like, I don't think it's that. But I think it's the system. It is, okay, it's not being called a nigger. What it is like, I benefit from this system that deemed you nigger. And I'm not going to speak up like Pastor Cosby says, speak up, speak out, and speak often, right? They're not going to do that. Like, because if they do, then the system that benefits them is going to crumble, because then the people who are the oppressed will then have power, and that what they know as life is going to change for sure. So it is not that aggressive, like, stay in your lane, boy, like, stuff like that. Like, in my lifetime, I've never had, like, a white person call me a boy or anything like that, but there's been a lot of, like, passive aggressive racism that has been done to me. Like, right, if you one of my friends and something like that has happened, I say, bro, somebody did a racism to me today. One, because I'm like, what? Damn, that's crazy. Like, cause at times, like, like growing up, like, I'm a 90s baby. Like, I went to school with white people, Hispanics, Filipinos, Vietnamese, Irish, Polish, whatever. It didn't matter. Like, I'm a military brat, so I went to school with all kinds of people. And I have had, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the term is, like, racist microaggressions enacted upon me, like, in my time, like, being a sailor's child. Oh, yeah, for sure. If something racist happens to me, I say, bro, somebody did a racism to me today. Like, because it'd be so hard to believe. I'm such a cool person. Like, why would you be racist towards me, bro? Like, what? I'm chill as fuck. Like, why would you be racist? Like, I didn't do anything to you. You just mad at me because you get sunburned. Like, that's crazy. That's a weird reason to be upset with anybody. Is because you sunburned. It's not cool at all, actually. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But, like, who am I? I'm just a guy with a microphone in here talking about whatever it is he's thinking about on a random Thursday night, right? Like, I ain't nobody. So look, I'm gonna get off my high horse. Do you feel like don't you feel like the system is collapsing? I don't necessarily know if I can truthfully say I feel like the system is collapsing. What I think is that society has evolved. And I'm gonna go into, like, after I come back from the music break. I think society has changed, and the systems, right? Like patriarchy being one of them systems, capitalism being one of them systems. But they're all like very much so intertwined. They are being challenged to bend, and the more that it is being challenged to bend, the tighter grasp that the powers that be are going to hold on to said systems, so that they can like try to get us back in line, because like what was is not what is, and they, like I said earlier, they are extremely afraid of that, extremely afraid. All right, bet it's time. So my second song of the night, it's called "Through the Phone." It's my boy Rocky Banks. This an oldie but a goodie. It's old to me but new to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't heard of my brother before. I'm telling you, that boy, man, he's just a phenomenal artist, dog. Like, people like to say that rap is falling off a cliff and all that other kind of stuff, but it hasn't. I know some spitters, some hot spitters. They got bars. Like, and they make good quality music. It's just, the stuff that the people got all the money promote is trash. I mean, not all of it is trash, but a lot of it is trash. Here's "Through the Phone" by Rocky Banks.
Through the phone, everybody swear they own. Through the phone, all them models, they not hoes. See you trying, but you niggas still look average. You can't fool me with those pictures, why you act? Through the phone, everybody swear they own. Through the phone, all them models, they not hoes. See you trying, but you niggas still look average. You can't fool me with those pictures, why you act? Look at the goals that I set. Hey, I'm going big in this bitch. Soon as you come to your senses, niggas gon' say that you
Well, fuck it, dog. If it's gonna happen on the regular, I might as well be extra, cause I know I can't be regular. 87 written on the pump, but the niggas wanna take me for a punk. We can take it any way you want. I don't need a GPS in my quest. If I got a problem, I'll address that. Wish I knew back then what I know now. We are not the same, I got a different profile. I was losing as a rookie, now I'm profound. Pedal to the metal, never slow down. Yellow or tat on me, homie. I don't wanna talk, you don't know me. 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 Through the phone, everybody swear they own. Through the phone, all them models, they not hoes. See you trying, but you niggas still look average. You can't fool me with those pictures, why you act? Through the phone, everybody swear they own. Through the phone, all them models, they not hoes. See you trying, but you niggas still look average. You can't fool me with those pictures, why you act? I quit the drug, but I stuck with the cannabis. She held me hostage, and here's what the ransom is. 50 milligrams so I can take away your motor skills. Always in the hood, so no confusing what the motor is. Serpents in the grass, I gotta fuck around and motor bitch. Finally got away, and now I act like I don't know the bitch. Creepy conversation, niggas never coming close to this. I'm flowing with his holiness, and niggas better notice this. First niggas tried to box me in, same ones trying to box me out. This shit is foul, huh? Hack and Shack, the real is back. While you niggas laying up, boy, I'm ducking that. Came a long way from the dirt roads. I was sleeping at a motel, nigga talking couch to couch. Even sleeping in the car when they kicked me out. You know news travel fast to word of mouth.
Through the phone, everybody swear they own.
Yo, so that was "Through the Phone" by Rocky Banks. Yeah, disc jockey glasses. I like that. I'm gonna keep these on here. Whenever I play music, I'm gonna put on my disc jockey glasses. We're gonna call it disc jockey. We're not even gonna say DJ. We're gonna say the whole thing like that. All right. All right, cool. So Petey Wheatgrass, what's happening, baby? How you been, PJ? That's my boy P, man. Man, we're gonna get P on the show one day and we're gonna talk. So, like Sierra said below, right? Systems support racism. Like, systems support racism. I think that bigots, like bigotry is, personal prejudice. Like, I don't like you because, what I'm saying, you can be a bigot. Bigotry doesn't have to do with skin color. Like, you can be a bigot, like, towards any kind of person. You can be a bigot towards small people, tall people, gay people, straight people, trans people, women, men. Like, it is your personal disdain for that individual for whatever reason you deem that it's okay for you to have disdain for them. Racism is bigotry wrapped in systems that oppress. Like, so when know that you as a person of color can be a bigot, but also know that you as a person of color cannot be a racist because you don't control any systems that could oppress other people. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise because it's bullshit. You are not of the ruling class. It's just not. That's the reality of it. You don't belong to the ruling class. So if you belong to the ruling class, then you have proximity to power that can oppress other people. But if you do not belong to the ruling class of people, then all you can do is just be a hater, plain and simple. That's it. Plain and simple. So I want to get into the meat and potatoes of the show, right? Like, you only got so much time left. I got like 13 minutes, and I'm trying to keep this under an hour. But the theme of the show is free yourself, brother. And I read those. I went over those 3 news articles because it points out a common theme. Something that is happening with like men in our country. I think in Western society, period, I think there is a fear of change amongst men. And that fear manifests itself in various ways, depending on that man's proximity to power, right? Like, so we talk about the white guy that testified about, like, what I'm saying, his fear of like white culture being erased, and like the things that he wants to do to like help curb that fear. But I think that, right, in the general theme of like what we've been talking about, at least what I've been talking about, is that these people are afraid that these systems that used to benefit, like, what I'm saying, men, right, but like largely like men of the ruling class, right? That's what I'm going to start saying. I'm going to stop saying white people, right? I'm putting this on the record, and I'm going to say the ruling class, and I'm going to turn this more into a, I'm gonna just change it, right? I'm gonna just change it. So if you are not a man of the ruling class, then at this juncture in society, like the systems that were put together that benefited you before no longer benefit you, like in the way that they did, right? Like me and the homies, I'm a man, so I'm guilty of saying things like, bro, like I used to be like, why it can't be like it was when my granddaddy was my age or like my great granddaddy. But it can't be like that because women were oppressed. It can't be like that. Women are free now. Like, so like being a man and like yearning for a time in which being a man was like the gold standard of like life. Like, sadly, if you was born in like the 90s, you missed that train. If you was born and you still alive right now, like you probably got a taste of whatever that was, but like at this point, that shit is over. You got to stand shoulder to shoulder with that woman. Like, she not like, unless you just got super paper, she not like doing that Molly Maid stuff. Like, you need to take the trash out, brother. You need to take care of them kids, brother. Like all of that. But like all of those systems are changing. And like Sierra mentioned earlier, like in the comments, because those things are changing, people are afraid, and because they're afraid, they are starting to feel invisible. They're starting to feel unseen, right? When we talked about the young men earlier, and they're lashing out. And because I said this last week, because we are taught as men to make ourselves small emotionally, and that's dangerous. And for those of you who have sons or nephews or whatever the case may be, stop doing that. Stop doing it. I'm not saying raise them to be like somebody that's pushed over or whatever the case, punk, whatever. But like, you gotta teach these young men to like express themselves in a healthy way. There'll be so much less death. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm not saying that right. I'm not saying it right. Less people will die because you taught a young man how to cry, bro. And I'm just keeping it G. That's why there's so much violence on the street. Even in there are places that are more impoverished than us and they're not killing each other. But like these people are more or less, they have community. We don't have community. A lot of young men don't have community. They're alone. They feel alone. They're not feeling supported or heard. Like they don't understand how to live in the current system that we are in. Because like being a man not the gold standard no more. And as a man, your identity is rooted in your earning potential. Like what you can do for other people. Like that used to be like the value for men. But like you marry a woman and she make $250,000 a year, she don't need you, bro. Like how you gonna define yourself then? Like how you gonna define who you are? Like who are you, bro? Like who are you? Like, and that's why the name of the show is Free Yourself, brother, because we have to, as men, I wholeheartedly believe we need to start stepping into some self-actualization and being able to make time to like find yourself outside of what you thought you should be based on like what was before. Like, because if you stay scared and you stay small, somebody is gonna get hurt. And that's not cool. Like, it's not cool at all. You see, like, in the news articles that I went over, you see like 3 examples of people who are afraid, who are in positions of power. Like, one of them is gaslighting a whole race of people that look like him. The other one is saying that like he wants everybody who follows him, which could probably be millions of people, to like not vote, tear down the political party, like cast all of this stuff aside, burn it down, throw it away because he don't know what to do with it no more. And he is fed up and he's afraid. And the other guy is afraid that like white people aren't going to be able to make string bean casserole no more. That's what we're losing. We're losing recipes out here. Like ain't no more string bean casserole. Like, ain't no more hot dogs in the gumbo. Ain't none of that. Like, unseasoned chicken, all that. Now, if you're from Louisiana, I'm not talking about you. You can cook. My bad, dog. But I'm just saying, right? And, I mean, I don't know. Like, I was talking to my homegirl, and I was just telling her, like, I don't know. A lot of times, I know for me, right? There are a lot of things that I'm trying to unlearn, right? Like, I'm going to share this with y'all. So my grandma, hey, granny, right? My granny called me for my birthday yesterday. And we talked for a while. And she told me she left me a voicemail and she sang me happy birthday in the voicemail. And okay, all right, cool. I was excited. So I listened to the voicemail and I'm listening to my grandma sing to me on the phone. And I wanted to cry. Like, I was overwhelmed with emotion. Like, I was so happy, right? But I'm with my partner. Like I'm with my partner, bro. Like, and I'm not finna cry in front of my partner. But like, why though? You know, like after I shoved them emotions down, you know, for the sake of like not looking like a bitch, right? I thought about it, like, well, why would I rob myself of that moment to be able to feel real joy? Like, why did I do that? And if anybody can explain to me why I did that to myself, like, that would be nice, right? But that is something that I know that I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only man who has had moments like that where they felt like extreme joy or extreme sadness or something like that. And for the sake of not looking like a bitch, they took those feelings and did something with them, like instead of like stepping into that moment and being fully present with yourself at that time. Like, and I think that like as men, we don't really get like, I know I didn't give myself the space to be able to like feel how I was feeling. And I think that there will be a lot less, at least physical violence amongst people if more men gave themselves space to feel how they was feeling and did not take a page out of my book and not allow himself to like open up fully and be able to like stand in those feelings and say like, yeah, I feel like this, and like understand why I feel like that. Like, cause I feel like I completely robbed myself of an opportunity to be whole, like in that moment. And I had to think about it, like what would, you know, like what is the negative to this? Like, why is it negative? Why do I feel like I'm gonna be a bitch if I become emotional at whatever time? Like, why do I feel like that? Like, where did that come from? Like who or what told me that, right? Like, I got some Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder and Ja Rule in me apparently because like I'm like, you know, like, but I hate that for myself. Like, I don't like it. I'm not saying I want to be like crying and shit all the time. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I feel like it's a lot more healthy to feel those feelings than to not. And knowing like that's just a small sample size. Like there are things that men are like, you know, whether they're dealing with or, you know, going through or whatever the case may be, and they're not telling anybody, they're like self-isolating, you know, like, you know, for real, they taking themselves out. They're getting out of here because they can't, they don't know how to wrestle with the feelings that they have. And they're not giving themselves space to like talk about it or to be in it. Hell yes, here it is. Like, and I think like, right, so my hope is that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, right? But my message is to men, right? Like in this moment, in these series of shows, my message is to men. If you are somebody who know a man who is going through it or like, you know, just like stoic and like non-emotional or whatever the case may be, like, you know, get that brother a hug or something. Show him some love. You feel me? Like, get him to open up. Especially those men who have daughters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a lot healthier, bro. Like, better out than in. Better out than in. Like, and I think for me, like, you know what I'm saying, having that self-realization is a step in becoming more of a free person, like holistically. And, you know, like, anyway, boys can get online and be like, oh, man, fuck that shit, that's gay, or whatever the case may be, and that's ignorant as hell. But I know that there will be people who will say some dumbass shit like that. I get it. But, like, I want to challenge you, person who would say some dumbass shit like that, to really, like, I'm going to look at the camera. I would like to challenge you to take a second and think about something that made you feel away emotionally and like really dissect that, bro. You don't got to tell nobody or nothing, but just sit in it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Be one with yourself. All right, that's my message for today. I'm gonna get better at like transitioning between shit, but like, you know, as it goes right now, I think I'm doing a pretty great job. Y'all really appreciate all of the comments, bro. Everybody who's been like watching and engaging and talking with me. Like, this is probably like my favorite. This is probably like my favorite thing to do. Right, like at this moment, because a lot of this shit just be on my mind. And if it's something that I know that I learned, you know, I just want to share it and, you know, like, you know, try to build, well, not try to, but like build community with other like-minded people who want to see like progress and stuff like that. Because that's all I'm about. Hey, after next week's show, which will be on Wednesday, not Thursday, my series on the male mental is going to be over, and I'm going to be talking about something else. So, in conclusion, love yourself, hug yourself, because you only get one self. That's a bar, right? So, now, this last song that Rocky so graciously sent your boy, if you would like your songs, if you would like your music previewed on my show, send me an email. My email is Christian, like you love Jesus, at J as in Jack, C as in Christian, C as in Christian, national.com. Send me an email. I'm going to put it up here. Put music submission in the subject header. Everybody who has been sending me music submissions, I really appreciate it. If you have not heard your song played, it will be played. We're going to keep growing. We're going to show out. It's what it is. That's the email down there. Submit your music. Oh, let me edit that up. No, I need to, while we on here, I need to get me a separate email address for this, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Good night. So, yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I need to go put my baby to bed. So, this last song, I need to figure out. Rock, I don't know what it's called. Oh, God Does All, right? Yes. Yes, it's called God Does All. And I absolutely love this song. It's one of Rocky's newest songs. It's called God Does All. God Does All, Rocky Banks.
Hey, first of all, I'm giving praises to Allah, reversing all the evil in my life, now I'm alive, yeah. Talking about a leap of faith, I'll probably take a dive. Even when the odds against me and this darkness in the skies, I told him, look at God, I'm giving praises to Allah, yeah. Reversing all the evil in my life, now I'm alive. Talking about a leap of faith, I'll probably take a dive. Even when the odds against me and this darkness in the skies, I told him, look at God. Hey, yo, I pray for this, Ain't no expertise in taking these and giving thanks, lil' bro. It get rocky on this road, but they gon' write that on my headstone. I bumped my head before, but now I strive to be in headstrong. Everyone's a sinner, acting righteous, know they dead wrong. Gotta label me a shooter, boy, more like Ryan Coogler, boy. I write it and direct it, and you know I'm the producer. Just me and G.O.D. I'ma always walk by faith, I ain't got time to wait and see. That's why I'm giving praises to Allah, reversing all the evil in my life, now I'm alive, yeah. Talking about a leap of faith, I'll probably take a dive. Even when the odds against me and this darkness in the skies, I told him, look at God, I'm giving praises to Allah, yeah. Reversing all the evil in my life, now I'm alive. Talking about a leap of faith, I'll probably take a dive. Even when the odds against me and this darkness in the skies, I told him, look at God. What's the prayer prayer without the work. I've been dealt the blues, had things to lose. I seen some muddy waters, had to get it out the mud, but know the sun gon' make it harder. Yes, I'm Cassius Clay and MLK don't ever box me in. I do shadow work, the heavy bag, I'm really bad at twin. Up at 5 a.m. like every day, can't let my demons win. Yes, them Dr. Flows and Kumbaya done wore my patience in. Yeah, repentance coming way before you even.
Yo, that's Rocky Banks. God does all. All right, y'all. It's time for me to go. I need to put my baby to bed. I've been up too long. She down there watching A for Adley. If your kid watches A for Adley, like, you know, shout out to A for Adley. She does a great job. All right, y'all. Good night. This was great. Peace. Oh, no.